We're safe too. We're safe too. We're safe too.
We're back at it again in the... I don't know what the rest of that part is. I don't even know where I got that from.
I don't either.
It's a movie, though.
That's okay.
It's always a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
Back at it again.
You're the
with
one who consumes the most
Oh,
content.
that's a movie.
With the white vans?
Consumes
Is it that?
the most content.
And that's not from a movie.
That's Twitter, right?
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Oh, that Daniel thing.
Yeah.
Back at it again with the white vans. I was gonna get it.
I don't know what they're talking about.
determined.
Oh, they
talking
do.
about
They
either.
both do consume a lot of content.
So what?
So who's doing the intro?
It's you.
Oh, I'm doing the intro?
Yes.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Drew. I'm here with my sisters on their podcast. Y'all know them. We're saved. 2.
Hey.
I'm also here with the homie Delon. He's back in the
What
building.
up?
Y'all already know him. He's appeared once or twice before. We're doing their brand new show, Hypothetically, where they're going to give us hypothetical questions, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So...
We're gonna talk about it.
Hopefully we get to post it after we talk about it.
So stay
Listen,
tuned.
this is take 2.
Take 2 for real.
Comment, subscribe, tell your mama, your aunties, your cousins, everybody about it, right? If you're saved, if you're not saved, this is the place you want to be, right? Because
Absolutely.
we're just going to have
It's
fun.
clean content, not necessarily safe.
100% clean.
Wait. Did you say not necessarily what?
Safe, like we don't only.
Oh,
talk
wait a
about-
minute. We are all saved.
I said safe,
But the content. Oh,
She
you
said
said safe.
Yes.
I heard
S-A-F-E.
saved.
We keep-
I was like, wait a minute.
We're
We're
all
all
saved.
saved.
A lot of confusion going
But it is
on
safe
right
though.
now.
Safe content. Yes. SAFE.
It's not safe.
Okay.
It's real, though.
It is
That's
real.
what it is. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, but
We're
We
real
are
rap
clean.
raw.
Right. We're clean.
Real rap.
Raw.
We are most definitely clean. But
yes,
it's
clean,
not always
clean, but
safe.
not safe. I'll take that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We do tread into dangerous territory.
Yes.
Real rap.
Yes, we do. So, with that said, what is our hypothetical question of the day?
So, if you could go back in the past to talk to yourself for 15
No,
minutes.
15-year-old self.
15-year-old self for 20 minutes. What would you tell you? 15-year-old you for 20 minutes. And after that 20 minutes, you go poof. We don't need
So
the
let's-
whole
let's
conversation,
lay it
though.
down. Like,
we don't
where-
need the whole conversation. We just need you
When
to
you're
get a few
15,
points.
you're in what, like 9th grade? No,
No, that's the 10th grade.
10th
10th grade.
Okay.
Yo, 10th grade self.
Beginning the 10th grade year, because 9th grade, everybody, still a little fresh. 10th grade is when you start getting, like, really into your high school years.
Ooh, okay. That's tough.
About
Yeah.
10th grade, that's when my life started going downhill.
I'm not gonna
Let's
lie,
set-
10th
let's-
grade
we
year.
need to set the scene right
Absolutely.
here.
Because let's be honest, like 10th grade year,
Because I was
think
ditching first period world history AP to have sex, so.
I was, all right, since
Wait a
we're
minute.
going straight there.
well,
listen,
dang, like, whoa.
I wasn't ditching
I'm just setting the
class.
scene.
I wasn't ditching class. I still was required to make good grades. But
Yeah.
I had good grades.
I mean, but that's the thing.
It could've
10th
been
grade.
better.
10th grade was met when I met the one, and my mama
Okay,
almost tried to kill me.
so who's going first?
No,
we just
I'm not
bouncing
going
around.
first.
That's new.
Okay, I'll go first because you know me.
No, you can't go first. You went first on the last episode.
They don't know that.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Watch it.
That was hypothetically one.
Nobody remembered that.
Can we let the other guests go first, and then you can go
I
first?
didn't even guess. This is the second time here. He could go to the refrigerator
It's like his
without
third
asking.
time here.
Right.
Big fact.
If
He said
somebody
he
just-
can
like-
go to the refrigerator
He's
without
the
asking.
male member of We're Safe Too.
Hey,
Okay, go ahead, Delon. You go first. What are you gonna tell your 15-year-old self?
That's tough, but
You wasn't even wildin'.
Don't judge his
It's
life.
a-
I know
His
she's
life.
such a
No
hater.
disrespect.
She's
Okay,
like,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
she be coming for you.
Yeah.
she
It's
do.
cool.
She
It's
be hard on your head, bro.
Every time you try to
Every
talk, bro,
single
she
time.
that's what Darren does.
Y'all pray for
What
Darren
Please pray for me.
a lot.
Not much, okay? The
He
normal
said
amounts.
a lot.
It's
the
English,
answer-
Spanish, and
The
tongues.
question. To answer the question.
He said it, Tom.
10th grade, I was at a private Christian school called House of Knowledge, ran by this lovely lady, Miss
Hi, Miss Watson.
Shout out to Miss
Truly
Watson.
An
Whoop, whoop.
amazing woman of God. But that's the school that I went to. We had to wear uniforms, the whole nine. Our classes were very, very small. Our graduated high school class was, I think, 8 students, and that's the biggest of, I think, in that school's history. So very, very small.
It means your class was lit.
Hey.
It was lit, but at the same time, I'm like, man. So it's like, to set the scene, I'm seeing the same people because a lot of the people that were in my class, I also went to church with. So I would see these
7
people
days a week.
at school, then see them at church. And I would see these people for 7 days of the week. Now, because of this,
That's all the days.
that's all the days. No days.
No other
No
day.
breaks from these people. And
Ooh.
at the time, we were all kind of dealing with this feeling of, man, we're in high school, but it's not like everyone else's high school. Because in other people's high school, they have prom, there's more girls, there's all these other things
That is
we can
factual.
do.
8
There's
people,
sports
that's not a lot to go around.
programs, all these wonderful things that we were like, man, we really wish we could do that, but couldn't because of the school we were at. And I think at that time, when you're in high school, your focus is different. You're not so focused on like, oh, since I'm at a Christian school, be a Christian. I think that's not typical. So for us, it's like, man, how do we make this more interesting? So it created a lot of opportunity to do things that you weren't supposed to be doing or have.
No, I'm just kidding.
He was all supposed to lean, Keith.
You was
and-
leaning.
and
I was like,
constantly
what's that?
making that comparison and feeling like, man, this sucks. And so if I was going to talk to my 15-year-old self at that time to, do your thing, don't be too caught up in making comparisons of what other people or even other schools are doing. You might feel like this situation is unfortunate, but it's going to play a big role in your future and really shape who you are to this day. So
Really?
stay true to yourself. Don't try and, get too caught up in trying to impress other people. At that time, I was really wrestling with that a lot. So, don't fold. Stay true to yourself and continue to walk out your walk with God. Period.
Period.
Okay. On period.
Shout out to me.
Who going next?
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, I told you go next. Go ahead, Keith.
Oh, I'm going next? Okay.
Yes.
Tell them, Kate.
Yeah, so my 15-year-old self was at a public school. Shout out to Canyon Springs High School here in Vegas. We used to call it
Seaspring.
Sea Springs, or I like to
Correctional
use it,
facility.
Canyon Springs Correctional Facility. It was that way at the time, So if I had to go back and say something to myself, I would tell myself to leave girls alone.
Would you listen
I
to you, though?
literally did not.
You would not listen to you.
If I knew what I was gonna go through,
I think he would listen to him. If
I
he
would
knew what he was
listen
going
to
through.
myself. That's the whole point of us going back. We're not going back. You know what I mean? Like now,
Teenagers are.
would I have listened?
it.
But I feel like yourself popping up to talk to you, that would scare the living daylights out of you. It was like I think the other day Silky was like, God, I want you to talk to me. And he was like, you're not ready for me to talk to you. Because if I really were to speak to you right now, it would scare the living daylights out of you.
Right,
So I feel like if you pop up to yourself, you're going to be like,
I didn't listen to a lot of
Am I
people,
dying?
but I think I would listen to me.
I know you.
So I mean, if like I was just being too managed, and it really didn't
perfect definition
show
for you.
it didn't really show its head until after high school, but the seeds were planted. Like I got the ball rolling in 10th grade. You know what I mean? And so if I would have, I literally didn't go to college because I was like, I'm gonna stay here because I thought I was in love with this girl, which was so stupid. Like kids, never, ever halt y'all future because you think you're gonna be with somebody coming out of high school. I promise you, 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna work out. I'm just being 100 with you. Like y'all might. I'm telling you, like
True that.
as you get older, you're not the same person you were in high school. You don't like the same things you did in high school. Like, and I literally did not even apply to go to school. It's not like I applied and didn't get accepted. I literally did not apply because I was like, no, I'm staying here in Vegas because I'm gonna be with this person. and we broke up in July. Graduated in June.
But you still had a chance. You could have applied. The semester didn't even start. You could have started
but shortly after that again, girls. So shortly after that, by 19, I had found out I had a kid on the way.
Oh, okay.
So then it was a choice of, do I stay here and be a full-time dad? Or at the time, I was like, I'm going to go to the military. And I didn't want to not be around to be a father to my kids.
Father for serious.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that like being a father is an honor. It's a
Talk to
privilege.
lot of people about that.
It's a privilege, and I think like fatherhood is lacking, and that's why there's a lot of problems that we have in this country and just amongst people because we don't have fathers around like we should. So yeah, being a father was more important than any type of career I could go after. So I was like, I gotta stay here. But again, with that, not being married, and having kids so young, and then trying to make the decision like, oh, do I get married? And I'm not mature enough for that. But me trying to do the right thing, I do that. That relationship ends. Now my kids are separated. Like then it brings a dynamic of like the drama. It's just a lot.
And this all started at 15 with
And
girls.
this all started at 15 when I decided to lose my virginity. Because again, it's almost like a drug. Like once you taste it, you got it. Not literally. Don't laugh like that.
On another episode that will eventually drop.
Y'all pray
the
for
men's
Darren.
edition.
Did we say that? Did we say that yet?
No, but
Pray
still.
for Darren?
But wait, you did. But you also got to remember, if you watch the previous episode of We're Saved 2, you would see that she is the one most likely to make those references.
100%.
I mean,
I just laughed.
I didn't like the laugh. The tone of the laugh threw me off. I just had to make you know what I mean. Once you dabble with it, you can't just walk away unless it was. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not laughing.
I can't speak for everybody. Some people may dabble in it and walk away.
Yes,
I
that
dabbled
happens.
and I was like, I gotta
Absolutely,
see
that
what
happens.
I gotta try that again and see what happens.
Can I go next?
yeah.
So, I was in public school as well at Chaparral.
Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
C-H-A-P.
Nobody even knows Chaparral.
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 They got Halloween colors.
It is what it is, but
That's
so
scary.
my issue, what I was saying at first is I was in 10th grade. I was very intelligent. I was in
That's subjective.
world history AP at the time. It was my first AP class. You say it was a gem?
Yes, he said it was objective.
I said that's subjective.
Oh,
Yeah, you're just throwing yourself.
I
very
had
big
honors classes.
compliment.
I was in geometry.
Yeah, and
in
my
freshman
Spanish
year,
teacher
so
wanted me to go Spanish 3 for Spanish speakers. Like that's really.
I was a whole math ahead.
I'm just saying that was really.
I was
weird.
37
He's not impressed.
out of like
He does not
a couple hundred.
That was really.
He's not
big.
impressed.
But you went to Chaparral. Though. You didn't go to Gorman. But anyways.
You ain't go to A-Tech or
Go
nothing.
ahead,
It's
go
cool.
ahead, yeah.
Whatever. The high school's not important because I don't even claim them like that because I graduated from Legacy.
Legacy.
I don't like the way you laugh.
No, just kidding. Let me
Shout
go.
out to Legacy.
But either
Oh,
way,
Longhorns. Woo.
at that
Not
time,
much difference.
my mom had passed the 2 years prior. So I'm without a mom for 2 years. My sisters can't tell me nothing. My dad can't tell me nothing. I'm doing whatever I want to do.
That's factual.
So I would tell myself at 15, I don't know, for my first 5 minutes of my 20-minute conversation, I would say the first 10 minutes, I'm about to tell myself everything that happened to me based upon my decisions I made.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's longer than a 5-minute conversation.
It's
She
not
said
a
10
20-minute
minutes. She said-
conversation.
No,
She said that would be 10 minutes. She said
I
she'd give
can
herself
tell
10 minutes.
all the major parts. Oh yeah, I can tell all that. In 15, that's at the age where I like when we didn't move to Texas till I turned 16. But after I turned 16, that's when I met like a whole group of different people, and that's when other stuff started in my life that kind of messed me up. But that's not important. So at 15,
Another story for
I
another
would be
day.
very specific because I didn't want my life to change. Like I don't want it to shift the things that happen. I just want to shift some of the decisions I made. So I
Which
would tell them,
shift what happened.
no, like I don't want to not have gone to Texas, not have started going to Destiny type of stuff.
Right.
So I would just say once you get there, don't let certain things happen with certain people. That's what I would say in the other 10 minutes. Steer clear. And, yeah, that... Aisha, don't laugh like that.
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. That'll be my other 10 minutes. Just mostly after I tell me all the stuff that happened and the consequences of those, I would say, let's just shift this part and you should be all right. But that's not the whole culmination of my issues. That's just, I feel like my dad, we had to go back a few more years to do all that dad stuff. So that's not 15. That stuff already happened and that already started making me go the way I was going. So other than that though, mainly just tell me about me or what actually happened and then just make sure I pinpoint the specific spots in the relationships I chose to have to not have.
Okay.
Not that I regret them. I just...
Everybody's thoroughly confused, so it's okay. We get it.
I think her point is that like she would tell herself to steer clear because at the end of the day, above everybody else, Darren knows Darren, and Darren knows if Darren. Do you think you would listen to you?
That's why the first 10 minutes are required to tell me exactly what happened.
Because I feel like Darren.
I would have to know exactly what happened.
Yeah, I feel like Darren is a very logical person. If you tell her the consequences to the degree that I came back to tell you this, like. I risked messing up the time continuum to tell you about this. I feel like Darren then would take it seriously, and I feel like she wouldn't completely change the course of her world, but she would like change the infinite pieces that might lead to certain utter destruction.
Absolutely. See, she understood what I was saying.
But she just said she wouldn't want to leave. She wouldn't want to miss Destiny, but she would want to miss some of the stuff that happened after.
Yep.
Would you have told yourself to get saved and quit playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Jesus part. I forgot about
the Jesus part.
The Jesus part is important. That's how I got Jesus is by coming in Destiny. I didn't get it as soon as I got the
but that's what I was saying. Would you tell yourself like, no, when you get there, like it'd be better for you to take it seriously the first time when you get there versus let's wait a couple years. No. Now seems like a good time.
To Darren's defense, like when you're not raised in church, immediately when you get in church, unless you have very good, what's the word I'm looking for? Like mentors. Mm-hmm. Like it's hard to just completely.
No, but that's all. That's why I was saying. Would she, as the mentor to her younger self, say that, "Mom, you want to?" Mom is giving like all kind of face over there and expressions and body language.
She threw a yellow flag.
She did on the flag.
Darren.
Just say what you gotta. You don't gotta come in the frame. Just say what you gotta say though.
All right, your turn, Aisha. Go ahead.
I was gonna send you next.
Her body language says she does not agree with anything Darren was saying.
She's shaking her head now too. But for me, going back to 15-year-old me, I would tell myself that. I would not tell myself to listen to my mother. I would not. I would. That's the thing. I would tell me to learn to love me and be okay with me, no matter what anybody else says. Like important. To have to go back. I'm not gonna lie. Like the stuff that Aisha's dealing with now as an adult is a result of what happened in my childhood, not just 15. Like if we're gonna go and deal with them self-esteem issues, like we would have to go all the way back to like some of the stuff that my cousins did, and that was like before the age of 7. That I can clearly remember. And so since I can't get to that, I'll get to the part where it's like, Aisha, you don't have to keep bouncing around to try to find out who you are by depending on who you're hanging around or to try to see, like, do I fit here? Do I fit there? Do I fit there? Do I fit there? And I will also tell myself that you shouldn't, 1, don't make TV your best friend. 2, don't really, because that's the thing. I'm not going to lie. Like, in my mind, I watched TV or consumed so much of it that in my mind, if somebody could dream it, it could be reality. And it could be my reality, right? Mm-hmm. That high school sweetheart situation. Like, that could be me. I just got to play my cards right? Or even with, like, and I would, like he said, stay off the girls. Aisha, like, don't even worry about them. Because that's the thing. Like, at 15, I remember exactly what happened. My first sexual experience happened at 15. And I remember, like, I didn't lose my virginity, but that first sexual experience led the way to everything else. And then it opened up the door. Well, I'm saying like my first sexual my first sexual encounter was at 15. My first sexual like experience, like knowledge coming into that knowing was like 6 and 7. And so when you get into that older 15-year-old age, that's when a lot of things become critical, right? Like you see some people in your own circle, like they go left and they never recovered, right? I did go left, but I happened to recover, and I thank you, Lord, that I'm able to get to where I am now. Amen. But it's all by His grace. Cause
won't He do it?
Oh yes, He will. But that's the thing.
Amen.
But even amen, right? But that's the thing. Even in that, like,
needed some doing, because yes, and wills.
Oh yes, He will. But that's the thing. Like even in that, just learning to accept who I am, because at that time, like my self-esteem was like at the bottom of the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. Like it wasn't even something you could see, right? But it's like now as a 27-year-old, I'm still trying to find peace and be okay with the way I look, the way I act, the way I talk. Like the dynamics that happened in my childhood are happening now, but I'm more mature, so I'm able to deal with it a little differently. Whereas back then it was, I just don't understand this. I don't know what to do. And I became very, like, as much as hard as it is for y'all to believe, I was like I was quiet. Like I wouldn't say anything to anybody, anywhere at all.
You throwing a flag on the play?
I mean, but that's the thing, like, even because that's the thing, my aunt will tell you, like, one day I got suspended from school up and behind some foolishness. And then my aunt was like, then we were at a meeting and the ladies were talking. It was a Christian meeting in the middle of the day. I'm like, how y'all having a meeting in the middle of the day? Anybody here? But we're having this meeting. Well, they're having a meeting and my aunt took me and they started talking. And I think I answered one of their questions. And my aunt looked at me like, you don't ever talk. Like, you never open up. And I'm like, the reason why I don't talk as much is because, again, some of those things that happened in my childhood. And as much as, like, we try to say, like, it's okay. I mean, kids are mean, kids are this, kids are that. Like, I would try to tell myself, like, the stuff that they said isn't true. The stuff that boy said isn't true. Steer clear and focus on what you said you wanted to do. And don't let anybody sway what you're going to do. Not even your parents. Because at the end of the day, I wanted to be an educator. And what did they do? Put me at a law school. And what did I do? Became an educator. At the end of the day, Aisha knew who she wanted to be. I knew what I wanted to do and I knew how I wanted to live at the age of 12. And that's not that wasn't the course that was chosen for me, right? So for me, it would be unequivocally, unapologetically you with your big vocabulary, girl.
When I was 12, I thought I was going to NBA, but I was only 4'7".
No, at 12, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. But then when I went to lunch with my parents, my dad, I said I wanted to be a teacher and I wanted to be a dancer. And my dad was like, no, you ain't finna be no dancer. And my mom was like, I'm not paying for you to go do that at school and then you not use your degree. Then my dad was like, you ain't finna be no teacher either. You good at arguing. We gonna send you to A-Tech. Granted, I appreciate the fact that I went to A-Tech because it put me around a different set of people. It put me around weirdos like me, but I still felt like the outsider amongst the people that were not the usual. Like they're walking around with Rubik's cubes around their neck and I feel like a dummy because I don't know how to complete one. So I'm outside of the nerds. Like I was the nerd. I was the nerd of the nerds. But even like we walking around with USBs around our necks and they're able to do all kind of math that I'm not able to do. But then I felt like the dummy amongst the nerds and I felt like the outsider amongst the people who were all outsiders. And so yeah, it was an interesting set of years.
At 12, I thought I was a Power Ranger too.
You made Silky laugh out loud.
Let Silky go because he his one-liners.
He does. He keeps changing the course of the conversation.
I'm sorry.
At 15, I would tell myself to continue to focus on you. Don't let the outside influence you to do otherwise.
What's the outside?
A lot of times, like, I wanted to hang out with other people or do other things. Like 15 into my junior year, like, I drank. I almost did drugs. I, like, experimented because I wanted to be like everyone else, but I should have just continued on the course. And then also just God's got you. He's never failed you because at that time I did believe in God because I did grow up in church, but then I went outside. And so in my teenage years, I didn't go as much, but God's got you through everything because if you reflect on where you were and how you grew up, in the past, through your elementary school, through middle school, and then where you're going to go. He has you. And don't put up such a block towards people, because people are not always there to hurt you. So be more trusting, and most definitely adventure out and study. Please. Procrastination gets you nowhere. Procrastination gets you nowhere. You're very intelligent. You can do anything.
That's
But
another thing I would tell myself.
don't let yourself continue to dumb yourself down to be around other people.
Yes.
Continue to go forward,
Major.
and don't change friends.
Oh, yeah.
Stay hanging out with the same friends you had
I
who
don't
are
like
doing
them.
great things. Don't go to the people who are doing bad, because as you can see, you're a great sufferer. and then last thing, don't be scared to explore. All of those schools you wanted to apply for, you should have applied, because God makes a way in the end. So you could have applied and you would have been doing
true for
just
me,
fine.
too.
So, but stay on the course.
Those are all very good things. And if you're watching this, we're probably 5 years ahead, 10 years. Maybe we're that 15-year later person talking to 15. Take the advice.
Please
You
take
know,
this.
Show it to your kids,
Show it to
please.
your kids. Stay
Oh
the
my
course.
goodness.
Go to school if that's what you want to do.
Don't be afraid to go to school. Like, no matter what city you're in, don't just go to the community or the university in your city. Don't be afraid to go out of state.
Explore the world.
Oh my
Even
God.
if so, like so many people I know studied abroad, and I'm like, Silky.
You know what?
could've
People
done
talk
great
about student
things,
loan
and
debt
so-
too. Like,
At least go out
don't
of
do it
state.
because you're gonna get in student loan debt, but the experience may be worth the debt. Like, you only get one life to live, so
Yeah.
go out there, enjoy yourself to an extent by
Mm-hmm.
doing the right things.
Yes,
right?
yes,
By
yes.
doing the right
Don't be
things.
out here doing the
You're
foolishness.
doing the most.
Doing the right thing.
Get Jesus
But,
first,
I mean,
and then
right.
explore.
Please get Jesus.
On another tip, parents, one thing I can say about my mom, she was very transparent with me at a very young age about
People are
things.
afraid to do that.
But I think you're afraid to show your kid the real you because you're afraid of what they might do or what it might introduce them to. You might actually be saving them from some things. My mother's knowledge kept me as long as it did away from the things that eventually the world opened up to me, right? Like, I didn't kiss my first boy until my 8th grade health teacher explained to me that I wasn't going to get what my mama said I was going to get. Yeah, Miss Ponder, you
My
ruined
mom-
that for me.
My mom
But that's the
used to
thing,
tell
like,
me I'm going to hell all the time.
my mom told me that too when I was in my 20s, my 19s and 20s. That's what she told me. But that's the thing, parents, be very transparent with your, be very transparent with your kids. Like, at the end of the day, all it's going to do is, one, potentially save them the headache.
Gonna tell them anyway.
But that's the thing, even in
the
that,
wrong thing.
one, all you can do after you tell them is make sure. One thing my mom used to always say is, you can't never say that I didn't tell you. You can never say you weren't told. That cannot be your excuse because I shared it with you. And that's the thing. Also, like, everybody, period. Once you hear something, you're now responsible for it. So when you hear your parents say this and you don't obey, especially if you are a child of God, you're held accountable for that. Like, period.
I'ma
So
let
just
y'all
listen,
know.
man. Listen.
My parents didn't really tell me too much. I just seen too much, and so I steered away.
Hey, don't mess up your credit when you 18 either.
Oh my God! Well,
Okay, y'all.
I tried to wrap it up like 2 minutes ago.
I know, but remember we still had like a couple extra minutes, but it's
That's
okay.
it.
No, it was supposed to be 20 minutes.
But as
Slow
we
routine.
wrap it up,
we're safe too. Bye.
We-
No, I'm just kidding.
It was fun, guys.
all right.
I enjoyed being on the show. I hope I'm back. I hope we're gonna have more
I
stuff
hope I'm
come out.
back too.
We'll think about it.
Bro, this is your like second or third time.
No, DeLon
That's-
Don is coming back.
He is.
Delon don't even have to ask to get in the refrigerator. He can just open it.
All right, lovely people. Thank you for coming and joining with us. Please like, share, rate,
subscribe.
comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mama, your daddy, and your kids, because they have YouTube channels too. Hopefully you tell your parents
be
about
on there.
those.
They
Right.
be on there for real.
And my mom has the question.
No.
She was saying to be on there.
All right, either way, who knows? But either way, we hope that you all have a blessed week. Above all else, choose Jesus. Have a great day from We're Saved to
Gang, gang.
2.